Thanks for staying with us on SABC News. The rand continues to trade at stronger levels from yesterday coming into today. It's currently trading at above 18 rand to the dollar. Yesterday at the close of business, it was hovering just above 17 rand. That's been attributed to slower than expected US inflation data. Economists say this resulted in the dollar weakening and the rand gaining strength.
Leading up to end of last month, we were sitting closer to 19, so a very substantial improvement since then. There have been a few factors that have benefited the rand. Initially, the markets were concerned about inflation, both domestic inflation and global inflation, out of the US especially. So when we went to 19, towards the end of last month, the concern there was that the US market, the economy is very strong, as evidenced by the jobs numbers that came through, a lot more and higher than expected. And that prompted the market to be concerned that indeed we may see more rate hikes out of that economy, given the economy that is still very, very strong, with the potential for further rate hikes to come as a result. Fast forward to last Wednesday, this week, Wednesday, we saw the U.S. Inflation number coming through a lot better than expected at about 3%. You may recall the peak in inflation was June last year at about 7.8%. So indeed, the cumulative impact of the rate hikes that we've seen out of the U.S. appear to be bearing fruit, with inflation now getting closer to the target range of about 2%. So on the back of that, we actually saw the dollar weaken, which then benefited the rand. So if you look at the rand against our emerging market peers, when compared to the US dollar, the rand is the best performing emerging market currency against the US, largely because we're oversold, as I said, going into last month, but also on prospects of, rate hikes stopping, both for the US and also for the MPC, where we also saw our June inflation number coming in a lot better than expected.
Now, the Competition Commission says it's reached an agreement with global consumer goods giant Unilever over alleged market division of margarine. Unilever has agreed to pay a 16 million rand administrative penalty and to provide interest-free loans to qualifying black businesses. The Commission said on Thursday, in terms of its settlement agreement with Unilever, the company agreed to the penalty without an admission of liability. The settlement is still subject to approval from the Competition Tribunal, which serves as a court.
In terms of the settlement agreement, Unilever has agreed to pay an administrative penalty in the amount of 16 million without an admission of liability. And as part of the settlement agreement, Unilever has agreed to a range of undertakings, including that it will increase the aggregate annual value of its procurement of products and services from local entities by a minimum of 340 million for a period of over 4 years. Additionally, the consumer goods company has agreed to donate hygiene, disinfectant and oral care products to the value of 3 million to no fewer than 18,780 public schools over a period of 5 years. Furthermore, Unilever will establish an enterprise and supplier development fund to the value of 40 million, and this fund will provide interest-free business loans to qualifying black entities in the manufacturing, logistics, and wholesale industries in South Africa that meet Unilever's credit and selection criteria.